Hi everyone, welcome to our live stream today. Mac, stay here. I was trying to get Mac to stay here to say hi to you guys. Mac, come here. Mac, Mac. Here we go. Okay, I wanted him to come and say hi to you guys. He's been running around all over the place out here this morning, and the dog next door, he can hear him and he wants to go over and play, but he can't do that until later. So welcome to Monday's live stream. I hope all of you guys that live in the US had a great Thanksgiving. Camera Guy and I enjoyed a couple of days off. We took a little break from filming videos. It was great to spend time with the family, hang out with friends. We got to go out to eat with some friends. It was really fun. So I hope you guys had a wonderful time as well. You can go play, Mac. Welcome. We have a break in the rain today here in Southern California, and we are supposed to get some more rain on Wednesday. So I know a lot of you are experiencing cold weather, rain, snow. The airports are a mess. So hopefully you're able to get some time in the garden, whether it's with your indoor garden or your outdoor garden. Or maybe you're just here for some inspiration and some tips. Today we're going to talk about 3 things, actually 4 things you can do in your garden in December. Happy December, everyone. So that you can either keep on growing through the winter time if you're in a mild winter climate, or get ready for your spring garden if you're in a cold climate and you're already indoors for the winter. So welcome. We're also going to be doing a giveaway at the end of the live stream. So hopefully you don't have to leave and you can stay tuned for the giveaway. I'm also going to be giving a little sneak peek of my new book, read an excerpt from it, so you can see we have all kinds of fun things going on today. So before we get started, I want to say hello to those of you here in the chat today. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join me. Let's see, we have Cadell Jaggermath. Hello from Suriname. Wow, welcome. An international viewer today. Thank you so much. Patricia Treadway, Patsella, Erna Fenton from Sydney, another international viewer. Nisha from Northern California, but I know she's on vacation in New York right now, which is really cold. Rain Bees Plant and Germinating is here every week. Sister Sarah from Sacramento, hello. Darlene from Eastern Oregon, snow covered. Johnny Maserati, hello, how are you, Johnny? Cliff from Idaho. Let's see, Mr. Crazy Cool, it's showtime. Yes, it is. Let's see who else is here. Let me scroll down in the chat. Gianna, hi Gianna from North Carolina. I love the book unboxing. Oh, I'm so glad you liked it, Gianna. That's so exciting. We're so happy to have my copy of the book here in my hands, and it's going to be really exciting when it's available in 3 weeks to all of you guys who have pre-ordered. So I can't wait for you to read it. Jackie Kerr, hello from Chicago. I bet it's cold in Chicago too. Rebecca from Las Vegas. Ollie, Entropy Indoor Growing Challenge. Yes, hopefully Ollie, you are growing something indoors, and we are going to be talking about some indoor things today as well. Does Mac know any tricks? Yeah, he's actually not usually allowed back here, but I don't have a whole lot planted right behind me, so he gets to sit. He got to sit back there this morning. The only trick he knows, he has a border collie. He's actually very smart. Come here, Mac. Our son and daughter taught him to shake with both hands. So if you say shake 2, he'll shake with his right hand or right paw, and shake 1, he shakes with his left paw, and then he lays down and then he gets a treat. So I think we could probably teach him a lot more tricks, but that's about the extent of it so far. So we do have a couple super chats here already. Sorry, there, I got my finger in the camera. I know we had one from Brandon before it started. Thank you so much, Brandon. And I can't tap to get who the other one is from, but Christy, if you saw that, please let me know. Okay, let's dig right in. I know we have some people here from Germany. Oh, Healing Berry, the Healing Berry Garden is here from Germany, and I absolutely love it. When she's on here, we've gotten to be very good friends with her over on Instagram, and I'm so thankful that she's here today. I know it's very cold there too. Okay, so let's jump right in. Let's talk about our first tip. And Brandon, thanks again for the super chat. He's saying yay for a giveaway. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brandon. He's here every week too. And I know he got some snow over Thanksgiving up in the high desert in California. They got a lot of snow up there, believe it or not. We actually can see some snow on the mountains from the LA area where we live, and it's really beautiful right now. So first thing to do, don't think because it's December you can't do any gardening or even prep your garden beds for spring. The first thing you want to do is add organic matter to your soil, even if you've already got snow on the ground. When that snow melts, or if you're here in the southern US and you don't have any snow, add some organic matter to your soil. And what do I mean by organic matter? You want to add a couple of things to your soil now, especially if you're not growing in it, to help it break down over the winter time. And that way, when you get ready for spring planting, you are going to be that much more ahead of the game. So organic matter are things that can break down over time in your soil to really add to the soil fertility. And the first thing I have here, you guys know I love using leaves in my garden, and this is the best free resource. We don't have tons of trees here, but I do collect leaves from the neighbors, and when the wind blows, we get a lot of leaves. So add some leaves to your garden bed. If you can shred them up, I've got some here that are shredded. I have a friend who gives me a bunch and shreds them up with his shredder, but you can run them over with your lawnmower. Get them as small as you can and then mulch your garden beds with them. Just spread them a couple inches deep all over your garden wherever you possibly can. And they will break down over the winter time and add that good organic matter to the soil. And one of the best things I absolutely love about adding shredded leaves is the worms. The shredded leaves bring the worms in like there's no tomorrow. They love them, they love to chew them up. And then of course, what do worms do? They poop in your soil, and they're gonna add all of that wonderful worm castings to your soil, which is free fertilizer. Your garden beds are gonna be so rich and fertile come springtime. And if you're planting them over the winter time, it will help just give that extra layer of protection for your cool weather vegetables and really help protect them from the colder weather. Now, the other thing I like to do, you guys know how much I love to make my own compost. Let me grab, I've got some over here. I've got a compost pile going up at the top of the hill right now. This is some that I made over the summertime, and what I also love to do is spread compost over my garden beds anytime I can, but especially during the winter because the rains, and if you live in a snowy area, the snow will just soak it right in there to your garden beds and just make your soil that much more fertile. If you're planting your garden beds over the winter, of course, it's going to add those extra nutrients because most likely your soil is pretty depleted from growing everything in the summertime, and it's going to need that extra boost to whatever you're going to be growing over the winter. So I've actually got some seedlings started indoors, some All-America Selections varieties that I'm going to be planting right behind me here. I've just been waiting for them to get big enough. I actually lost some when we were out of town, so I had to replant, and hopefully within 3 to 4 weeks we'll be planting this garden bed out behind me, adding some compost, and I'll be showing you guys how to do that on a video. The other thing, guys, I love to add to my soil, let me grab this here, is worm castings, right? I use worm castings in a lot of my videos to show you guys how it works, but these are amazing. It's a great soil amendment and really not only helps keep your plants healthy, but it adds all the good beneficial bacteria and microbes to your soil, which really just helps the soil biology, helps break down the leaves and everything else that you might be adding to over the winter time. And these things are amazing. So I think Christy popped a link on where you can get these, but I've used these for several years and they really have great results. These are the Vermistera worm castings. So if you have your own worm bin, you can add your own worm castings, but if you need some more, these ones work great as well. So definitely right now during December, you wanna be adding organic matter to your soil, and that way you're gonna be one step ahead once the springtime hits, you're ready to plant, or if you're planting over the winter time. So, and coffee grounds too. I see some people popping in the chat there that they like to add coffee grounds to their soil too. So those are also wonderful. So now I'd like to hear from you guys in the chat. What things do you like to add to your soil over the winter, organic matter-wise, to really help prepare your garden beds for spring? And Mac's having a good old time over here, rolling around in the dirt. Let's see if we can get a good shot of him there. Having a good time. It's been really rainy here for several days, so he hasn't been outside a whole lot, so he's really happy to be outside here with me today. So Nicole, I love what you said here, that, let me scroll back to your comment. Coffee grounds in large bulk are available at your local Starbucks. That is a wonderful, wonderful tip. If you guys have never gone into Starbucks and taken advantage of that, a lot of times they will have them first thing in the morning, just sitting by the door in big old bags. And you can just go in there and grab as many as you can carry out to your car. And they're great to add to your compost pile, or you can add them right to your garden beds as well. So definitely take advantage of the free resources around your city. If you don't have a Starbucks, just go into your local homegrown coffee shop, which I love those too. You're just small coffee shops that aren't part of a big chain, and ask them because it's just waste to them. They need to get rid of it, and most likely they will thank you for taking it off their hands. So it's a great way to take use of a free resource. Okay, let's see here. Can you put dairy in the compost pile? Okay, you don't want to put, you can put eggshells, which I believe technically those are considered dairy. That's considered dairy, but you don't want to put like cheese or milk products or anything like that, or meat. Go back and watch my compost playlist. I have a comprehensive video on composting, and it details out all the different things that you can and can't put in your compost pile. Okay, just got a small, from Luz. Hi Luz, how you doing? Just got a small compost bin for the kitchen. Didn't realize how much you can use for your outside compost pile. Yeah, if you guys haven't started composting, you got to do it. And Luz, that's great that you got a little one. I keep a small little old ice cream bucket under my kitchen sink, and just throw all of my kitchen scraps in it. And you can really cut down on the trash that you're throwing away, filling the landfill with, and instead you can turn that into free black gold for your garden. So you guys got to do it. Now you don't have to make a big huge compost pile if you don't have the space. This one here, I did a video, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, on how you can make compost in a very small, this is a 5-gallon, one of my CaliKim containers, but you can make it in this small little container if you just have a small space outside on your deck or your patio. And it really works well. You don't have to have a big, huge, humongous space to compost. So go back and watch that video. Just search compost on my channel. It'll bring up the compost playlist, and it has all different ways that you can compost no matter how much space you have. You can definitely make your free black gold for your garden. Okay, let's see here. Mr. Crazy Cool, I love to recycle in the garden. It's so good for the earth. Absolutely. And isn't it a good feeling to know that you are turning something that you would normally throw away, that most people would throw away, into something that you can use to grow yourself some veggies? It's such a rewarding feeling to know that you're taking care of the environment, taking care of your garden at the same time. And let's see here. When I rip all the paper in my house for compost, hubby gave me a look. I tell him it's the sound of saving money. My backyard 1, 2, 3. I love that. That is a wonderful way to handle that one. Good job. Okay, Jay, hello from Frosty, Michigan. Yeah, I heard it's pretty cold out there, so hopefully you're able to stay warm there. Okay, let's head to the second tip here, that what you can do in the wintertime, here in December, to help yourself prepare your garden for spring. First off, you want to add organic matter to the soil. Second off is you want to, you want to plant some cover crops if at all possible. Now, ideally, you want to plant cover crops before your ground freezes, and I know a lot of you are already into that time. But we do have a lot of southern gardeners watching, and if you're in the south, you want to try and plant some cover crops in your soil. And what that is basically is just crops that you're not necessarily going to eat, but you're growing them to provide some cover for your soil to help prevent erosion during the wintertime. And also, they will break down. You in the spring, you chop and drop them. So you just chop them up right in the soil, let them decay for a few weeks before you plant, and then you're going to have that much more organic matter in your soil, feeding your soil, helping your plants get off to a really good start come springtime. Now, cover crops are just about anything that's a quick growing vegetable or cover that you can add to your soil. I like to plant things like clover. It's a really fast growing crop. It adds nitrogen to the soil. You can also plant legumes like beans and peas. And even if you don't get a lot of sunlight or a lot of warmth, where they're not going to grow to vegetables that you can pick and eat, they will still add that good nitrogen to the soil and really help your soil be more fertile come springtime. And even if you live in a cold winter climate, once you get a little thaw, go out there and throw some seed down. You never know what might pop up, or even come springtime when it gets warm enough, those crops might pop up and really help keep your soil covered. So add some clover. You can get clover seeds at a lot of different seed supply places, legumes, peas, beans, you can find on my seed shop. And even if you have just a bunch of lettuce seeds, just look through your seed collections, your seed supplies, and see what you have that are quick to grow that you can throw down over your soil to protect it from erosion and then help your soil be more fertile come springtime. So first tip to do during December is add organic matter. Second tip is plant cover crops. Okay, so let me hear from you guys if you have planted cover crops yet this year, or if you've done it in the past and how it's worked out for you. Okay, Cheryl White, I've heard that mustard is a good cover crop also. Okay, Cheryl, I love planting mustard greens. They grow very, very quickly. So that would also be a great cover crop, and they're so pretty and also super tasty to eat in your salads as well. Okay, Luz, hi. Again, hi. I grow only in smart pots. Do I need to do cover crops or just enrich the soil? Okay, Luz, if you're growing in containers, that's a great question. I don't think you really need to grow a cover crop. In a container, you would be growing, like you said, just add some more things to your soil, add a little bit of extra potting mix to the top, throw in some worm castings, and then whatever you're going to plant in there, it's going to grow fast. Like over the winter time, you're going to be planting cool weather vegetables. And I'm sure, I think, are you in Arizona? I can't remember where you live, but you'll probably be planting your lettuces, your greens, things like that, things that you're going to harvest and eat anyway. So not necessary in containers unless you have like a humongous container and you just want to keep it covered over the winter time. You're not going to be planting anything else in it. Okay, did we have another super chat? Okay, was it Brandon? Thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate all your super chats today. You're here every single week, and I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Okay, Shirley K was experimenting with my microgreens. I watered with worm tea in one container and regular water in another. The worm tea greens really grew larger and faster. Okay, Shirley, I love, love, love that you're experimenting in the garden. That is the best way to figure out what works for you. And you obviously found that the worm tea is a wonderful fertilizer for your plants. So yes, you are absolutely going to see good results with that, especially when you're growing in containers. Those container plants do need that extra boost to really keep the nutrients going so they keep on producing for you. So I'm really glad you saw such great results. I use the Vermistera worm tea and the Good Dirt plant food every single time I water my indoor plants, which I did that this morning. And I just see wonderful results with it. Absolutely love it. So thank you so much for sharing that. Let's see here. I saw another great comment. Let's see here. Okay, here we are. MJRJ. Hi, Kim. Margie here from Cadiz, Spain. And I love to hear from people from other countries. I just think it's so much fun that we have so many international viewers here. Let's see, I lost it here. Okay, I'm so happy to catch you again. You always inspire me with my gardening and love listening to your voice. Always calming and not 1 week have to listen to you. Oh, thank you so much, Margie. That is such an encouraging comment. I really, really appreciate that. It always, when Camera Guy and I hear those comments, it just helps inspire us and motivate us and just keep us going. So thank you so much. Here's a great question from Mr. Crazy Cool. Can you just cover a raised bed with a tarp? Okay, Mr. Crazy Cool, if you are wanting to provide a little bit of extra cover for your raised bed to help it, to help your vegetables grow or just protect them at night if it gets really cold where you live, then you absolutely can cover them with a tarp to kind of extend your growing season just a little bit. However, if you live where it warms up during the day, or even when it gets sunny during the day, even if you live in a colder climate, you want to really keep an eye on it because underneath that tarp can really heat your plants up and cause them to die. So in California, if we're going to get a freeze, I might cover my raised beds or my containers, but I will uncover them during the day because it will get much too hot for the plants. Now, if you're talking about just covering your raised bed to provide cover, if you're not growing anything, yes, you can, but that's not really going to add any extra nutrients to your soil. So if you're looking to add extra nutrients, planting a cover crop is going to be much better than covering your raised bed with a tarp. So I would highly recommend, if your bed's going to be empty, why not just plant some cover crops and then help improve your soil at the same time. Okay, third thing to do. during December, especially if you live in a southern climate, but even if you are where it's freezing right now, is plant some cool weather vegetables, okay? So here in Southern California, Texas, Arizona, all the southern mild winter climates is the perfect time to keep planting. Don't stop planting just because it's wintertime, because now we can finally grow some of our cool weather vegetables. So up until about 2 weeks ago, it was 80 or 90 degrees here, and my cool weather vegetables, my cool weather vegetables just did not thrive. So I planted a whole bunch more about 2 weeks ago. And oh, I saw a super chat here from Janet. Oh, hi Janet. Thank you so much for joining us today and for the $2 super chat. That's amazing. I appreciate your support, and I'm so glad you're here to join us on our live stream chat. Thank you so much. So a couple weeks ago, I planted a bunch more cool weather vegetables right out here in that long black container, the purple container, all the containers here. I had seedlings going inside the house, which I popped out here super quick before we left up for the Mandarin Festival. And it's only been in the 60s and 70s ever since, and they are doing wonderful. So if you live in the mild climates, get outside. It's gonna feel great to be outdoors. Throw down some lettuce seeds wherever you can. I threw down some right before it rained last week, so they'll be popping up on the hill. I planted lettuce and peas and all kinds of things up there. And then get your cool weather vegetables like your broccoli, your cauliflower. I planted kohlrabi. Let's see what else, cabbage, collard greens, all kinds of things. And you don't have to struggle so much to grow your cool weather vegetables in the winter time here in the southern climates. And it's just gonna feel so good to get outdoors, get some cool weather flowers growing, and you are gonna absolutely love seeing those pop up here over the winter time. Now, I know what you're saying. It's cold where I live. My garden's covered with snow. My garden is completely shut down. I get that. Grow something indoors. Now, I know I've been saying this on almost every single week, but you've got to grow something inside because you are going to have so much fun. When it's cold outside, you can't get outdoors, you're going to see a little bit of your garden inside. And if you saw my Instagram post this morning, you saw that I had some lettuce going, some greens growing under grow lights, and I brought some of them outside to show you today. This one, you guys, we planted just a couple weeks ago on our How to Grow Lettuce Indoors video. This is a small little smart pot. It fits right under the grow light. I even have a couple on my windowsill with microgreens. And this is a little crop of lettuce. I think it's a red romaine lettuce. So pretty soon, as it gets bigger, it'll be turning red. And then you can harvest and eat from it in about a month or so. So you are gonna thank me in about a month when you've got some little lettuce sprouts growing. Microgreens I didn't bring out with me today, but I did bring out my herbs. So lettuce, microgreen, and herbs are my favorite things to grow indoors. So easy. So here I have a little container of herbs, also under grow lights, but these you can actually grow, whoops, got a flower in here too that popped off. But these you can actually grow in your windowsill. This is dill and basil, and I also have some basil on my windowsill that hasn't even been under grow lights. And how much fun is it? Number one, it smells absolutely amazing, but these I can just snip off for my scrambled eggs, for my salads, for my whatever I want to put basil in. We make up little pizzas or whatever, and it's right there. You've got that fresh taste, and it's going to be so much fun. So all of these I do have seed collections for: the herb collection, the lettuce collection, the microgreens collection, all seeds over on my website. Oh, and by the way, happy Cyber Monday. I hope you guys are all doing your online shopping. I almost forgot, I am having a Cyber Monday sale. It's a BOGO sale, which is buy one, get one. So you buy one seed collection, you get the second seed collection of equal or lesser value for 50% off. So it's a really good sale. You want to head over to CaliKimGardeningHome.com, get yourself your indoor garden growing. And it goes till tonight, midnight Pacific time. Use the code Cyber Monday to get your seed collections, and then stock up for your friends too. Because how much fun would it be to give your friend a little indoor garden? You can get them the herb seed collection, the lettuce seed collection, and I love this. You can even grab them a little CaliKim Garden and Home 5-gallon smart pots while you're there. And then it's like a whole little kit that they can grow for Christmas time. So much fun. So whether you're growing indoors or outdoors, make sure you get some more seeds planted. So the 3 tips so far: fill your garden beds with organic matter. Plant cover crops. I got to look at my notes here. Plant cool weather veggies. So before we move on to tip number 4, which is a good one, because that's where we're going to do the giveaway, I want to hear from you guys in the chat, see what's going on and what you guys are growing indoors. Okay, Moon Shadow. Hi, Moon Shadow. My tiny green beans are falling off here in Zone 8 Bakersfield. Nice and warm with rain. Okay, that's great. Yeah, Bakersfield gets hot in the summer, and I believe it gets pretty cold in the wintertime, but the rain is just going to make everything green. So that's going to be amazing here in California. Okay, love tomato basil soup. Nisha, yeah, I just had some over the weekend. It was amazing. Okay, Nicole Rodriguez, recommendations on keeping lettuce from wilting. Okay, if you mean after you harvest it, lettuce stores really well as long as you don't wash it before you use it. And then I like to wrap mine in paper towels. It'll keep well in the fridge for 3 to 5 days. And believe it or not, the lettuce that I use the worm tea and the Good Dirt plant food on lasts so much longer than other lettuce in the past I've grown without it. It just keeps the plants healthier and it keeps longer in the fridge. So harvest your lettuce, wrap it in a paper towel to absorb all the excess moisture that might, have condensation in the refrigerator. And then right before you use it, take it out of the fridge, wash it, pat it dry as much as you can, and then make a salad out of it. So don't wash it until you use it. That really does help to keep it from wilting. Okay, let's see here. What other comments do we have in the chat? Karen Colson, how are you? Have you tried the new shop lights? They need no bulbs, they come in it. Okay. I've tried some that come with bulbs, but the bulbs are removable. I've also tried some lights that are square, that are the LEDs. They're very high intensity lights. And yeah, the lights are not removable. Those work very, very well also, Karen. And Moon Shadow, I'm so sorry I misunderstood your question. Now you're asking, why are my green beans falling off? Okay, it could be Moon Shadow. It's kind of a little bit cold right now for green beans, even where I live here. I still do have some beans growing on the trellis right there. I've got some pole beans. It's probably hard to see from the screen right there, but beans are very cold sensitive. So we have had nights down in the 30s lately, the high 30s. That's just too cold for beans. They don't like it cold, they like it warm. And as soon as it gets into the 30s and 40s, they are not gonna grow very well. And most likely that's why your beans, your flowers are dropping. So, try again in the spring once things get warmer, or like I believe, is it Brandon is growing some indoors. They're super easy to grow and you can grow them indoors as well. Okay. So let's get to number 4, tip number 4. And this is probably one of my favorite tips, and hopefully it is for you guys too. But tip number 4, what you can do in December for your garden is dream of your spring garden and plan for spring. Now, I know a lot of you who are indoors, you do a lot of dreaming and thinking about your spring gardens as soon as that first snow flies and as soon as that first frost hits, which is always a lot of fun. So one thing I love to do over the winter time, even though we don't have much of a winter here, is just kind of try and educate myself in the downtime, like watch videos, read garden books, dream of your spring garden, even map out your spring garden. There's so many great free garden planning apps. One of my favorite is Gardener's Supply has a free garden planning app on their website at gardeners.com, and I'll put a link in the video description. But you can even, you can pick the size of garden that you have, and it kind of gives you a diagram, and then you can drag and drop different vegetables that you want to be growing, and it will pop up with little information about that vegetable and how you can grow it. So it's super handy and it's totally free. So go look at that at gardeners.com. One of my favorite things to do to dream and plan for spring too is read gardening books. And you guys know what I'm going to say here, right? I just got my copy of my book a few weeks ago. If you haven't watched the unboxing, you've got to go watch it. It was such an emotional moment to open up my gardening book, but I love flipping through gardening books, not just mine, but other people's too. I know one that I'm going to be ordering is Epic Gardening. I don't know if a lot of you guys follow Epic Gardening on YouTube and over on Instagram. He's got a new garden book as well. So I want to hear what garden books you like. But this is my brand new one, and it comes out December 24th. So I'm very excited to share it with you guys. And I want to read you guys the very first paragraph of my book. This is the first time I have read it on YouTube or in public, and it helps you dream about spring. And seed catalogs are great too, Joanne. I saw that. If you guys haven't ordered your Baker Creek seed catalog, that is absolutely amazing. Eye candy for the gardener, tons of beautiful photos, and just really fun to look through. So, first chapter here, guys, is the introduction of my brand new book. And I'm going to read you the first chapter, and I hope I don't choke up because I love this part. It's probably one of my favorite parts of my book. Okay, guys, here we go. Helping you dream, turning your dream into a reality. No experience required. All right? Imagine stepping outside on a sunny afternoon with a basket in your hands, a cool breeze blowing, birds chirping, and butterflies flitting around. Everything is colorful, blossoming, and lush. You stroll through your beautiful garden filled with crimson red tomatoes, multicolored peppers, leafy lettuce, bright Kelly green cucumbers, and squash the size of baseball bats. You take a deep breath. The heady fragrance of mint and lavender fills your senses. You pause for a moment to take it all in, and then you eagerly begin. What are you doing? You're picking dinner, and look at Mac. He's picking dinner right now too. He's eating some dinner, I guess, right from your own backyard. You fill your basket to the brim with colorful vegetables and flavorful herbs. You bring your basket overflowing with freshness and flavor to your kitchen. Mac, what are you doing? And you prepare a delectable garden-to-table meal for your family. You feel proud knowing that you are providing your loved ones with healthy, organic food that you grew yourself. You know exactly where it came from and what's in it. So that is what we are all growing for. Our dream of growing our own garden grocery stores right in our backyard. And isn't it a beautiful feeling to wander around and pick your own dinner? I absolutely love it. So I want you guys to spend December dreaming about your gardens. If you haven't pre-ordered my book, here's where the giveaway comes in, okay, guys? I know a lot of you have pre-ordered, and I absolutely love that. But if you haven't yet, here's your chance to pre-order it. You can go over to my website to pre-order it, CaliKimGardenHome.com. And a giveaway today with the first 5 people who pre-order. Vermistera has graciously and generously is going to be giving away to the first 5 pre-orders today a half a gallon of the Vermistera worm tea. And this is the worm tea we've been talking about throughout the live stream. It is incredible. A half gallon of this, guys, is amazing. I don't even know what the value of that is, but it goes a long way. You can water your indoor garden with it or your outdoor garden with it. And I'm also going to throw in a herb seed collection, which we've been talking today about growing herbs inside. So head over right now because these are going to go fast. And it is for US residents only, but I am hoping to have some giveaways in the month of December for the international viewers as well. So guys, head over to my website, pre-order this, start dreaming about your garden. The first 5 who email me your proof of purchase and your name and address to CaliKim at CaliKimGardenHome.com will receive the half gallon of Vermistera worm tea. Vermistera will be shipping that out, and a herb seed collection from me. So guys, dream about your garden, plan for your garden in the spring, and start going through your seeds indoors and start organizing them. Now, I don't know if you guys are like me, but my seeds are an absolute disaster right now, and they're in sore need of going through, organizing, putting them in maybe a file box or a special box that you can organize it by type of seed or growing season. And that way, when spring gardening season hits, your seeds are organized. You know what you have. You know what you might need to order. So you can spend the month kind of planning on that, ordering your garden books, ordering your seeds that you might need for your spring planting, and really getting things ready. Because as soon as January hits, a lot of people do start their seeds in January. I start mine usually for spring garden in January, even in December. So as soon as it's about 8 to 10 weeks from your last frost date of the season, you can get your spring seeds started. So a lot of people, that's in January. So definitely spend December getting things organized, planning and dreaming about your spring gardens. And while you're at it, if you would pre-order my new gardening book coming out December 24th, I would absolutely be honored for you to have this part of your December reading. So I want to hear from you guys. What gardening books do you like? I saw someone talk about the square foot garden. That's a very popular gardening book as well, and that's available on Amazon. And I see a lot of people here commenting that they already pre-ordered my book. Thank you so much. They're looking forward to the 24th when it comes out, so that's awesome. So my book is also filled with not only tips and tricks on gardening, but a lot of motivation and inspiration too. So I know you guys are going to absolutely love it. Can't wait to hear what parts you like the best. So let me hear from you guys. Yes, Square Foot Gardening Glues, that is a great book. Janet O, are you signing the books? I will have a stock here in my seed shop. We will be offering signed copies of the book, but it won't be till after book release date, 'cause I won't have my supply until later in December. So most likely the week after Christmas, or even right after the day after Christmas, those will go on sale. I'm not too sure what they're going to be going for on my website, because I may combine them also with a seed package, like an herb seed collection or a lettuce seed collection that'll help you, get started with something growing right away. So that's what will be going on as far as signed copies go. But I will be doing book signings hopefully around the country come January, February, March in the springtime. Okay, Pat Sella pre-ordered on the first day. Thank you, Pat Sella. Amazon says it will be delivered the 10th. Okay, I hope that's true. Well, the book release date did get pushed back to the 24th. The 10th was the original date. So that day may have changed. I am not aware that anything will be out on the 10th, but hopefully, a lot of times Amazon, your items arrive on the day it releases. So I'm hoping that you all will receive it, that pre-ordered on the 24th. But keep your eye on your email, because Amazon will update you for that. Yes, Pat Sella, please do let me know. I would love to be updated on how that goes. Okay, let's see. What other, the Quarter Acre Farm from the Healing Berry Garden. Thank you so much for sharing that. Is nice and funny to read. And who can't resist a good, a funny garden book? I mean, we all need a little bit more humor in my life. Okay. Joe Campbell, Small Plot, Big Harvest is another good one. The only garden book I've ever bought. So Joe, thank you so much for that recommendation. I'm definitely going to have to look that up. Square Foot Gardening is getting a lot of comments. And by the way, if you guys haven't watched, oh, now I'm not gonna be able to remember the name. The Biggest Little Farm, that's what it is. If you haven't watched The Biggest Little Farm, that farm is actually not too far from where we live. Take a look at that. I believe it's on Amazon Prime. I know a lot of you have probably already watched it. We watched that, oh my gosh, a couple months ago, and absolutely love it. So let me know if you like that, because we loved it. Okay, Ocean Bound, is Vermister giveaway on orders through CaliKim? Ocean Bound, you can go to my website. There's all kinds of links on there on where you can order, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, lots of international websites in the UK and Australia. So it doesn't matter where you purchase it, as long as you send me a screenshot of your proof of purchase to my email. That's CaliKim@CaliKimGardenHome.com. The first 5 to email me will receive the half-gallon of Vermistera worm tea and then the herb seed collection from me. So it doesn't matter where you purchase, as long as I get your proof of purchase and you're in the first 5. And I'll email you to let you know if you're the first 5. Okay, let's see. Thank you so much, Gina. I hope you guys enjoyed that little excerpt from my book. And I'll be reading some more excerpts here week by week. Oh, and you guys, we're going to be having also probably a giveaway a week on Instagram, a couple on Facebook, and probably here on the live streams. We're going to be doing some win it before you can buy it book giveaways. So if you're not following me on Instagram and Facebook, I'm at CaliKim29. You definitely want to follow me over there. And also tune into the live streams weekly, because we'll be doing a giveaway probably almost every week during the month of December. Lots of fun stuff going on, and I don't want you to miss out. Okay, let's see. What else is going on here? Sista Smith, my Fedco seed catalog just came, and it's wonderful and informative seed catalog ever. I'm gonna have to get that one. I haven't gotten that one before. I'm not familiar with that. It's always fun to spend some time just sitting by the fire with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, looking through those seed catalogs and dreaming of warmer weather if you have snow on the ground. And that's always a lot of fun. Okay, New Mine Garden, what flowers bloom there behind you? Okay, right here, the pink flowers are called Sun Patience, and these are incredible. They are great in the summertime. They bloom in the sun, in the shade, and these here have lasted me for probably 3 years now, even through frost. So some of them have died off from frost, but the ones behind me have just kept on going. And the cool weather flowers also coming up here are some nasturtiums, not blooming yet. And I have a whole tray of cool weather flowers ready to plant inside in the house. Okay, Joanne Sherwood is talking about a book here, the Royal Horticultural Society. Massive books, 3 of them. I don't read them, LOL. I'm waiting for CaliKim's book. More my kind of book. Okay, great. Those Horticultural Society books can be a great source of information, but they might not be the most interesting and colorful, but they're still really good sources of information. Mine has tons of photos, as you can see, lots of step-by-steps. Camera Guy and our daughter took all of the photos in here, and we really wanted to make it colorful, fun, popping, and make it easy for you all to follow along as you plant out in the garden. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for today. Thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun here on our Monday live stream. Looking forward to next Monday's live stream. And also this week, I'm gonna be filming a video either on planting garlic or overwintering peppers. So if you have a preference as to which video you would like to see, please leave it in the comments below when this video uploads to YouTube, and we'll see what we can't do about getting one or both of them out at some point this week, either Wednesday or Saturday. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me here. Thank you so much for all of your support and for helping me celebrate Cyber Monday and the new book here. All right, guys, bye-bye. Have a good one.